I don't have enough. Okay, yeah, so good morning, and you are welcome to PHA Web Development track. So in this track, what you guys should be expecting is a basic understanding of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and of course, if we have the time, if the time permits us, we can work on Bootstrap and probably React.js only if time permits us, you understand? So it depends on how you guys respond to what you are learning so far, you understand? So let me just put it like that. So like I said, we have some materials we'll be using for the class. So please let me know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Good. So we have several materials we want to explore, you understand? So the first one is WTV School. So that platform, we'll be making use of it. If you go to the platform, you can see that it supports newbies, you understand? So newbies can easily go there and learn one or two things. So WTV School, WTV Schools. Then I think I sent one PDF to John Docket.
Yes.
So make sure you read it. You see, the reason for that, John Docket, is that the way they structure that PDF is very, very sweet. You just be reading it. They do it like something like they don't write it like a programming like that. They do it in such a way that it will be very, very easy to read and of course understand. You understand? So make sure you go through it at your leisure time, because we are not meant to do everything. Like for example, if you come to this HTML, there are some parts that they are not just that important, you understand? And we want to minimize time, you understand? So I will do some parts, then I will make sure you guys work on the rest as an assignment. Then if you have any question, you can ask. So we don't have that length in time to be exploring one or two stuff. And mind you, there are some parts in HTML that even CSS can do the job perfectly. So that we won't be iterating on just only one thing. Do you understand? So let us start with HTML. As we all know, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it's the only standard language that your web browser understands. Understand? And it's also a standard language for writing the web pages. If you want to write a web page, then surely you need something like HTML. Then apart from HTML, we have CSS too. So CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. So it's a style sheet that can be used to style our HTML. Then the last one, we have JavaScript. So JavaScript is object-oriented programming language for including functionality and a sort of interactivity, dynamism, and responsiveness to your web page. If you don't know, we can also use JavaScript to write responsiveness for a web page. Now, so that is the first thing. So let me give you another instance. So you can see HTML as a noun. What's a noun? A noun is like a naming word. So probably everything on your web page that has to do with naming, elements, and the likes, they are all HTML. Then let us see CSS as an adjective. You understand? So you know, adjective qualifies a noun or a pronoun, right? So it means that you can use CSS to qualify and to beautify your HTML, which is your noun. You understand? Then JavaScript is like a verb. What's a verb? So a verb is like an action word or a doing word, like we know. You understand? So we use JavaScript to add life to our web page. We use it to do what? To add life to our web page. Then the last thing, so the reason why I'm using all this explanation is for you to just relate. Understand? There is a high probability that you might not get the programming aspect of it 100%, you understand? But if you understand like now, adjective and verb, you can easily find your way around it. Then you can see HTML to like a skeleton. You understand? So if you have a skeleton without flesh, without eyes, tissue, and all these muscles, you understand? You just be seeing like a skeleton. It can't do anything, you understand? It's like, but skeleton contributes more to our appearance, you understand? So a body without a skeleton, there is no automatic draw. Skeleton is that thing that gives us shape. Is that thing that does what? That gives us some a structure. You get? So CSS is like the flesh, eyes, ear, and the likes, you understand? So they beautify our skeleton. So God used that to do what? Cover that skeleton aspects, you understand? Then the last one is JavaScript. So JavaScript is like a life, you understand? Even if you have a person, the skeleton and with the flesh that can't see anything, you understand? That person is as good as dead, you get? So if that person can move, run, eat, stand, you know, it has a life. So that is what JavaScript is. So you are welcome, Favor.
Thank you.
Thing we need to know is the tools that we make use of as a front-end developer. You understand? The tools that we make use of. So we just need two tools. So I explained that in the video that I sent to you guys. So I don't want to be doing repetition here and there. So I said you need a code editor and of course a browser. So do we have code editor? So I believe I sent that link to the group that you guys should go and download VS Code and probably some browsers. Do we have that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So that's good. So code editor, as we all know, we need it to write our code. So it serves as an input while our browser is like our output, you get. And the most popular and the widely used one is VS Code because of its features and the likes. So VS Code is more than just a code editor. It's more than just a code editor, you understand? It's an IDE, integrated development environment. So you can do a lot of things with your VS Code. And VS Code supports thousands of integration. You can integrate your Figma, you can integrate your Slack, you can integrate your GitHub and the likes. You get that? So that is that. Now, we don't have to waste time because we don't have a lot of time for that. So the first thing that I need you guys to do is make sure you watch all those videos. I have not seen it finish. I think it's like up to from part 1 down to part 5. You understand? Because the length is like about an hour plus. So I'm now cutting it into something like 15 to 16 minutes so that you guys can easily watch and practicalize what I'm doing. You understand? So what I want to do now is a sort of revision on those stuff that I sent, that I recorded. You understand? Then our main class today too, we find a way to do it. But before that, let us ask ourselves a sort of questions. I've interacted with Mr. Oduseye Daramola because you guys, you've not been attending classes, so I've talked with him. So, Favor, so do you have any knowledge on front-end development before joining?
Yes, I've used YouTube's ChatGPT, so I have a little knowledge on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I've built a portfolio before, but it's just basic knowledge. Nothing more.
Okay. Just YouTube videos and ChatGPT, which means that you are just learning it on your own, but
Yes, this is like
Yeah.
the registered something I'm doing.
Okay. So it's good. And I should commend you for taking it or by joining a platform like this, you understand? So the first rules in tech is that never learn in isolation. Because learning in isolation, you won't know if you are progressing or you're just doing something else, you understand? But by mixing with people's, you can know that, I don't really know this up to this length, you understand? And meeting with people will set something like a sort of competition so that it will make you to want to do more, you understand? So that is good. So, Bola Kemi, good morning. Are you with us? Oh, she's not with us. So let us move on. So let us write our first HTML code. So by doing that, I will walk you guys through how you can write a web page. Then we move on from that. Like I said, HTML is the only standard language that your web browser understands. So I've explained all these concepts in that particular video that I sent to you guys. Please make sure you create time and watch that. You get? So this is my VS Code. So let me make it bold enough so that we can see it. So can we all see my screen, please?
Yes, we can.
Good. So let me minimize
Yes.
this. Okay? Good. So this is of course our VS Code. So if you want to create any file, just navigate here, then you click on it. You understand? Or you just come here and you double click. So let us start by doing index.html. So I need to ask you guys questions because I want this class to be as interactive as possible. You get? So why index.html? Why not any random name? So I'm trying this question out. Why index.html? So most of the things we'll be saying is index.html, index.html. Why index.html? Why not another name?
I think that's the extension for HTML files, but the index, I really don't know why it's always index, but the .html, so that the browser can be able to translate it to readable file. So I think that's why it's index.html.
Okay. So Favor, you want to try? Favor.
Hello, sorry. Hello, sorry,
want
what did
to
you
try?
ask?
I said why index.html? You know, we can use another name, right? Like gallery.html, blah, blah, blah. But in most of the tutorials you guys are watching, if you just be seeing index.html, there's a particular reason for that. Do you want to try?
I think that's the landing page, something like that. I don't know, I've read about it before, but that's the default landing page.
Oh, okay. So, Falakem,
I'm thinking that's the standard. I don't even know anything about all this front end. I don't know anything about it, but I'm just guessing that is the standard, maybe standard thing that is used.
okay. So Favor is very, very close to it. Favor is very, very close to it, you know. On all these web page and websites you guys are seeing, they do have a landing page. You understand? When you go to Jumia, the first page that loads, you understand, is called the landing page of every page. Then there's one particular thing. You see all these hosting platform they are using. You know, as a front-end dev, you need to know about how front-end works and of course how web hosting too works. You get? So you must, it's a must for you guys to know that. in which we'll be doing that in about like 2 or 3 classes to this time, sharp. So the reason why you have index, as Favor said, is that all your landing page, you should name them as index.html. You understand? That word index must be there. So index is like your landing page, is like your entry point. You understand? And most platforms you are using, just mention it, HostNow, Q server, and the likes, you understand? They ask you for index.html. If you don't have that index.html, your website will not load. You'll be seeing 404 not found page. Do we know it now?
Yes.
Yes.
So that is the main reason. Yeah, so that's the main reason. So let us start. So, and there's one thing about VS Code. Like I said, VS Code is more than just code editor, you understand? So we have several shortcuts. So you guys should go and work on that. You can take that as your second assignment, you understand? Because your first assignment is inside that video that I sent. So go and work on several shortcuts of VS Code. So if you want to print out all HTML documents, you understand? Because any HTML you are creating, you should have a document declaration, your root element, your head. Inside your head, you can have several meta tags and title. Then lastly, you have your body. We of course know that the body is like the visible part of our web page. You understand? So the shortcut you need to know first is Shift 1. So if you press Shift 1, you will have this default code snippet. We call this in code snippet, you understand? So any portion of your code is called a snippet. You understand? So this is the first shortcut, Shift 1. Then the second one that prints out the same thing as this, you just type HTML:5. You understand? So the reason for that :5 is because the latest version of HTML is what? HTML 5.2 beta, I think. It's HTML 5.2. You see, all these languages that we are using, they do comes in versions. They comes in versions. We have HTML 2, 3.2, 4, XHTML, then lastly HTML5. So are we on the same page?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. I love that. You know, any content we have here will be displayed in our browser's title bar. So let us start by saying PHA web, okay, development class. Good. Then you make sure you save. You understand? And there's a way you can put your VS Code to auto save. Just come to file, then scroll down to auto save. You understand? But for 1 or 2 reasons, I can't use that auto save. You understand? I have several frameworks I'm working with. You understand? And you don't want to do auto save because it will just destroy your code to some length. You understand? So that's the main reason why I don't set that to auto save. Yeah, before I forgot, I know you guys' name, but you know my name, you understand? But let me just introduce myself again. I'm Dev Aribi Basit, understand? So I'm a front-end developer and also a front-end facilitator. I deal with anything front-end. Anything that has to do with front-end, then it tech as a whole. So you guys are like the third cohort I will be taking under PHA, and it's good to meet you guys. So to start. So after saving, so in our body, let's just have a basic element. So let's say my first web page, So I need to save that. So after saving, we need to check our folder. You understand? We need to check our folder. So if I come here and I right click, I can click on Reveal in File Explorer. Then if I click on that, you notice one thing, that we have index, then with the logo of Microsoft Edge. So the reason why I'm having this is because my default browser is Microsoft Edge, right? Then it shows that this is HTML and your browser is ready to output that for you. So when you click on it, then you have something like this. But there's one thing, everything you are doing here, you make sure you save, then you come to this browser and you make sure you refresh. That is the first thing. Or do you guys know anything about live server?
About what?
Live server.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yes.
Folakemi said yes.
Oh, I said no.
Okay.
I said yes.
So live server is like a server. So anything you are doing here, when you save it, it will automatically refresh your web page. You understand? So you don't need to be coming here and refreshing here and there. So for you to have that, we are all using VS Code, right? So you just scroll down to extension, then you click on it, then you search for live server. So can you see it? So the first one that we have here, make sure you install it. The one that Retweak they did, you understand? So make sure you install that. So let me show you how it works. Okay. So after installing it like this, so after installing it, you will see something like go live. Can you see it? Click on live server. So if you click on that, so it will open in your browser. You can see with a port number of 127.0.01, blah, 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 blah. So anything I'm doing here, let me say development. Then, so let me partition this screen so that we can be seeing it simultaneously. So the moment I save, you notice one thing. So it will refresh this browser automatically. Can we all see that?
Yes.
Yeah, so that is cool. So let us move on. So your web page, you need to set all this stuff, all these basic code snippets. So the first one that you have here is called document declaration. So this one shows that we are using the latest version of HTML, which is HTML5. Then the next one we have here is called root element. So in your root element, you can have your head section and you have your body section. You understand? So this head section contains information about your web page, every information about your web page. You understand? It contains the meta information, the viewports, and the likes. Then it also contains the title. You understand? You can see your title here. So any content here will be displayed here. Can you see it's PHA Web Development class? So that is how that works. Then anything you have in your body, even apart from elements, if you type anything, you usually have it being displayed in your body directly. So your body is the visible part of your web page. You get? So that is how all this one works. Then after that, we now need to talk about some tags and elements. We're going to talk about what? Tags and elements. So HTML tags are keywords. They are keywords. So I'm coming. Can you all see this? Can you see my screen, the entire screen?
Yes.
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 Okay. So HTML tags are keywords. They are keywords that are surrounded by angle brackets, something like this. Then you bear it with me that you are seeing something like this here too. You can see this first line. So the syntax of this is this, you understand? So these keywords is like a predefined words, you understand, that is being used by this body that created HTML, right? That is what tags is about. And there is more to that HTML tags. There's more to that. So in tags, we have opening tags, or you can call it start tag. Then after that, we have closing tag. Closing or end tags. You understand? So the difference between opening and closing tag is closing tag has a backward slash. You understand? So if you come here, if you check this H1, so this is the starting tag and this is the end tag. If you come to this HTML, on line 2, we open the root element, then on line 11, we close the root elements. Do you get that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So there are some rules guiding HTML tags. So for every opening tag, there must be an equal closing tag. There must be. For every opening tag, you must have You must have a closing tag. So that is how tags works. So example of tags, you can have something like H1, you can have something like span, something like form, something like legend, something like image, something like article, and something like footer, and the likes. You understand? So they are example of HTML tags. Then after that, we now have what we call HTML elements. You see, some people are mistaking HTML tags for HTML elements, but there's a little bit of correction there. You understand? So, HTML is anything, any keyword that are surrounded by what angle brackets, and the rules guiding them is that they will have start tag and also end tag, right? But element is a little bit different. So element is a combination of tag name plus contents. Do you understand? So tag name, so let's have tag name like this. Then you can have your content in between. Then make sure you close your tag name. So your HTML element is everything from start to finish. You get, so if you come here, everything from here, all this line 9 is HTML elements. You understand? You can say this is H1 tag, this is also H1 tag. But the combination of tag plus contents is called what? Element. So that is how elements works. So we now have rules guiding element 2. There are some elements that we call empty elements. Empty elements are elements with a self-closing tag. A self-closing what? A self-closing tag. So our first example is our declaration on line 1. You can see. So the standard way of writing it is adding something like this. You understand? So it's a self-closing tag. But in HTML5, you can remove this. It will also work. So that is how HTML5 works. Empty elements, they are elements without content. Automatically, if you have elements without content, there won't be a closing tag automatically, you understand? So the reason why you're having this closing tag here is because of this content. So empty elements are elements without content. You understand? So if you don't have the contents, then automatically you are not having a closing tag. So example of empty elements, we have image. Understand? So you can add a self-closing tag. It's either you write it like this, or you use it as HTML5 standard, so you can remove it. So that is all about elements. Everything from your tag name plus content is your element. But we now have several elements that has opening tag without a closing tag or without the contents. So that is all about HTML elements. Then there's something that we call the nesting in HTML elements. So nesting means an ability of elements, to understand, to encapsulate another element. You can say, okay, elements encapsulating other element, something like this. So encapsulation means one element giving back to another element. So if we come to this, you can see this root element starts from line 2 to line 12, right? So in between these root elements, we have head, then we have body. You understand? So this head is being nested to this element, to this root element. This body too is being nested to these root elements. Then inside head elements too, this meta is being nested to this. You understand? So you have your head. So you can call this head parent elements and you call this child elements. Do we get that?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
So you have the parent, then you have child. So that is what we call nesting. Do you understand? So ability of elements to do what? To give birth to another element or to encapsulate other elements. You understand? So you always have something like this for you to have a web page. This root element will always encapsulate everything you are having on your web page. So that's the main reason why they call it root element. It's like the grandfather of every element. So these are the things you need to know about tags and elements. You understand? Even there are some things that all these YouTube videos won't explain to you guys. Do you understand? So that is the main reason why platform like this is always okay. Never learn in isolation. That is the key. Okay, so the next thing we need to discuss about is so let us come here, is this HTML basics. So I will just do like a sort of revision for you guys because I have recorded a full class on all this, and you get. Then after that we have editors. So under editors, they are talking about our code editors. So we have different code editors. We have VS Code, Notepad, Atom, brackets, and the likes. Get that? And in HTML basis, here they are just explaining some concept for us. You understand? Here you can see the declaration represents the document type and helps the browser to display the web page correctly. You can see this document type is not case sensitive. So what do they mean by that? You can write all this doc type in small letter. You can write it anyhow. It's not case sensitive. And this is a declaration for HTML5. Several versions comes with several declarations. Then we have several headings here. Headings ranging from H1 down to H6. So H1 is the biggest of all. So if we click on this, so here we are just doing revision. You can always go back to the tutorial I sent to you guys. I'm the one that created it. So here you can see the H1 is very, very big and bold. Then comes the second heading, the third heading. You can see H6 is the last heading. So the next one is paragraph. So let me add paragraph here. And let me see, this is the paragraph. Then I close it. I close it. Then I run. You can see this paragraph. But you notice one thing, that even the smallest heading is more bolder than this paragraph. So that is how it works. So paragraphs, then we have links. You understand? You have what? We have links. In your web page, you can have several links. You can see on this platform too. If you click on CSS, it will refer you to another page. So that is how links work. You understand? So this is called an anchor tag. Anchor as in ANCHOR. Understand? So for you to work with links, You just type your A, then you click on enter. So VS Code will do everything for you. It will add the start tag plus the end tag, you understand? Then anchor tag comes with a special attribute called href. So in between this href, you can have location to the particular page you want to go, you understand? Or the particular you want to go. So yeah, so let us say in between this anchor tag, let us have go to Google. Okay, so yeah, so let us check what we have in our browser. So let us come and let us first you can see go to Google. Or let me be using that, let me be using this since we are using live server. So go to Google. So if you come here and you click, nothing will happen, you understand? Unless you provide the path to Google itself. So that should be https:// and www.google.com. Then you save. So you can see that. So when you come here and you hover, then you click on it, you see that it will refer you to google.com. You can see that. So now you need to know one thing about this path. A path can either be a relative or an absolute path. So path. You can also call it link, or you can also call it location. So you can call it anything. So we can have a relative path and also an absolute path. So these relative paths, they are the resources that is on your system, understand? So let's say you want to do page-to-page link. So let us create another web page. Let us call it gallery.html. Then I click on enter. Then I add my code snippets. Then this content, I change it to gallery page. Gallery page. Move this one, this. Okay, so in between the body, so let me add image. But this image, I don't want to use image that is present on my system. I want to use an absolute image. So you can just go to any web browser, then search for any random image. So let me search for Cristiano Ronaldo. Then the next thing is to come to this images section. You can do the same on Chrome too, you understand? Then you can select any image you like. So I'm going for this. Then you click on it. Then you come here, you right click, then you click on copy image link. Then you come to your web page. So in between this source, you paste your link. Then you can see this is more than what we have here. So you can just press Alt Z. So it will break the code to the next line so as to fit into this page. So let us access our gallery. So for this gallery, I can just come in and click on copy path, or I can add, I can create another anchor tag here. And just say an anchor tag. So here, go to gallery page. Okay, then here in this href, so I need to provide the path to the gallery page. So let me just click on this. You can see, just type in gallery.html. It's as simple as that. Come here, then you type gallery.html. Then you save. Someone raise up his hand. You have a question?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't get the way you brought all those doc type. Shift what? I didn't hear you the other time very well.
Shift one.
Shift what?
One.
One. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. All right, thank you.
Okay. So you save, let us come to our browser here, and so we have it. So if I click on go to gallery page, you can see it will refer me to the gallery page with this image. You can see in my gallery page, I have this image. So yeah, I've walked you guys through relative. Relative means the resources that you have on your system. Let's say you want to link an image or you want to link another web page, you understand? So that one is a relative path. Anything that is on your system, any resources that is on your system currently, you understand? But when you want to have access to online resources, you make use of absolute paths. So that is exactly what I did here. You can see in this source, I pass this link. I copy this from my browser, get. So anything that has HTTP like this or HTTPS is definitely an app. You understand? So having this and this means that they hosted it online. But in your relative part, you'll be seeing something like ./, then ./. So this means that you want to enter a folder. Then this .// means you are coming out of the folder. So Falake, you have a question?
Yes, I do. The thing is that
Okay.
at the beginning of the I did not hear I don't know which website are you using to code. Like for this code,
Website.
I don't even know which website though. I don't know. Like you're using a site for the coding now, Abby?
You mean this?
No. Like for the main coding stuff.
The VS Code.
Okay.
Yeah, VS Code is an application on
This
this.
is not
Okay.
a site, it's a code editor.
Okay.
So we call it editor or code editor. So
So
it's VS.
we have to download the app.
Yes, I sent everything to the group.
Okay. I'll check.
So you can
Thank you.
always download. All right. So if you are using something like Edge or Chrome, so let me quickly do that. So you just open another tab, then you type download VS Code. So it will refer you to that link. Then you come here. Can you see this? Then you click on it. You can see it now. So if you are using Windows, you can just come here and click on link, or you can just click on download here.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So that is how to have it in your system. Now, so we can move on. We can move on now. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm talking about relative and absolute paths. That this means that you are entering a folder. Then this .// means that you are coming outside a particular folder to get that. So that is how links works. So I'm talking about links. Then the next thing we have here is HTML images. So I've done that. So here I'm using absolute path. So let me use relative path. So let me just check some random pictures I have here. Okay, so let me use this picture. So if you want to use any picture that is on your system, you need to do what you need to say. You need to copy it first. Copy it, then make sure you paste it to your folder. Or there's a way you can drag and drop in VS Code. So just drag your image, come to VS Code, drag it up here, then you drop. So that is the fastest way, rather. Or you just come here, you click on this, then you press Ctrl+C, you copy, then you locate your folder. So how can you locate your folder? Even in your VS Code. So you just come here, in this gallery.html. Then you right click, then you click on Review in File Explorer. So if you read the code in the File Explorer, you understand, then you press Ctrl V. So I already have this image here, so I need to replace. So good. So after having it, so if you come here in your Explorer here, if you click on it, so you can use Ctrl B to toggle your Explorer. So if you open it like this and you want to close it, you press Ctrl B, Ctrl B, Ctrl B, Ctrl B, right? So here you can see our image, kakashi.jpg. So I will explain that. So you type your img. So by default, your img will come with source and alt if you are using VS Code. But if you are using another code editor, you need to type it from the scratch yourself, if you understand. So you need to do img space src, then space alt, then you make sure you close it. Times it, so they are almost the same thing. So this source means that the location to your image. So the location can always be a relative location or what, or absolute location, right? But in our own case now, I'm using absolute location here, and here I want to use relative location. So here, what you just need to do when linking image is what you need to know is you need the image name plus the image extension. You understand? So we have several image extensions. We have MPG, we have JPG, we have JPEG, we have .gif. So this is animated images, dot. You understand? So you can either see something like all this. You can have .heic, you can have .jfif, you can have .webp. You have several extensions of image, you understand? Well, the one we have here is what .jpg, you understand? So you need the name, you need the extension. So it should be in this format. Image name dot extension. So like we have here, we have kakashi.jpg. So it must follow this syntax. You understand? So it must follow this syntax. Then, for example, your image, when your image is in a particular folder, you understand? So you need to call that folder name too. If your image is inside a folder, you need to call that folder name. Let's say my image is in image folder. I just say img/, you understand? So it means that inside this folder, fetch us kakashi.jpg. So let us do that. So let us create a folder. So you can easily come here, then you come here to this part. Can we all see that where we have new folder? Can you see that?
Yes.
Good. So you click on it, then you say img, or you say image. And yeah, let us go with img. Then click on enter. So you now you click on this, you now drag it inside this folder. So if they ask you if you want to move to that folder, then click on move. Understand? So if I toggle this, you can see that this is inside this img folder. So linking this image, if I just come here to type kakashi.jpg, let us see what would happen on our page. So can you see it nothing, you understand? Because our image is not here, you understand? Our image is in a particular folder. Okay, so the name of the folder is img. So you now come here to type img first, you understand? Then you use /, then you now type kakashi.jpg, then save. Then what you have is this. You understand? So the next thing that we have is the alternative test. Alternative test means that if the image is not working, then the test should work. Let's say maybe we made a mistake. So instead of typing this, let me just remove this and save. So if you come here, you see that you just have, you won't have any image. But the moment you add an alternative test, let's say the pics of Takashi Sensei in Naruto. So I'm an anime person now. So so you can see it, we have a broken image with the name, you understand? Even if this image is not loading, at least user can know that, okay, this image belongs to Takashi. So that is how alternative text works. So let us return it back. So the moment this load fine, it will remove that alternative text and bring out that image. Then the other thing we can add here is the size attribute. So the size and height. So we say width, enter. So let me set that to 200. So this 200 that I have here means that width of 200 pixels like this, 200 px. So pixels is unit of measurements in CSS. Understand? It's a pixels is a unit of measurements. This px. We have several units of measurement, but the most popular one that we use is pixels. Understand? So I can even give it an height too. We can give it an height of that same 200. So it means that the width and height of the words will be the same. So you can see the width and height is the same. You get, so that is how to link image now the page. Then the next thing is how to view source code. You understand? So if you want to view any source code of a particular web page, you just come to the web page, then you press Ctrl U. So by pressing Ctrl U, you can have access to the source code. You see all this is being added by Chrome. You understand? You can see we don't have any script here, but by default, we have this JavaScript code. You get, so that one is for, it's not for us, it's for the Chrome we are using. Yes, for the Chrome we are using. So for these elements, attributes, headings, paragraphs, styles, okay, so I've explained all this. Then I explained HTML colors too. Please make sure to go back to that tutorial that I sent. So I sent the concluded part of that tutorial probably today. You understand? So let us go to our main class for today. Our main class for today. Let us go to that. So I'm coming on. I want to check the materials I sent to you guys. Not this. Okay. So the link to the. You have a question?
Yes.
Okay. What?
I noticed that you created a folder PHA on the VS Code. So you want to create an entirely new folder, and I want to start a new work entirely. How do I delete? Because once I close it and I open it again, I'm still seeing PHA web development on my own VS Code here. So I wanted to just know how to navigate that. Do I open a new window, or I close that up also? So I just want to get clarification on that.
Okay, so let me just give you one shortcut. 100% shortcut. So if you have something like that, you can press Ctrl Shift N. So it will open another VS Code for you. You understand? Then here you can now open
Okay.
the new folder you created. You get.
Okay. Control Shift N.
Yes. Or when you are on this page, you can press
Yeah.
Control R. So Control R will give you like some folders that we have opened with VS Code. You understand? You can just easily navigate your way.
Navigate through it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So that is that. Then let me teach you guys how you can open your folder with VS Code programmatically. You understand?
Okay.
Programmatically using command prompts. Are you guys with me? Let me check your name. I want to see everybody. Okay, Folakemi and Favor. Are you all with us?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Good. So this is my desktop, right? And this is the folder. So the first thing I need to do is to click on that folder. So after clicking on the folder, so I will now come here to this top where we have PHA web development. So I won't click here. So I will just come to the right a bit, then I will double click. So by double clicking, it will give you all these full parts. You understand? You can just clear everything. Then you type CMD. CMD means command, right? Then you click on enter.
Hey.
So it will open it in your command prompt terminal. You get it will open
Okay.
it.
Okay.
So after opening it like this, so you now press this command, code space dot, then you click on enter. So it will open it in VS Code. Can you see it? So it's something we have
Okay.
here already. So it will open it. So that is
Okay.
like
Wow.
one way of doing that. We have like 2 or 3 ways, but let me just give you one for now. When time comes, I'll be unleashing the rest.
Okay. Thank you.
So I want to view the curriculum. So I will be dropping the curriculum every week. Understand? So this is what we'll be doing. You understand? So tomorrow, please let us make sure we join. Let us make sure we join because we'll be discussing about Git and GitHub, how we can have GitHub account and how in Git and GitHub. So what we are meant to do today is this. Understand? So I will paint this Git and GitHub till tomorrow. So let us start with this HTML table. So what we can do here, then the rest I'm going to give you guys as an assignment. So go and work on it. Then tomorrow I will ask you guys a lot of questions. That is one thing about my class. I do ask questions.
Okay.
And there's one thing I need you guys to know. I don't forget assignments. Yes, I can't. And I don't. If I issue assignment to you guys, it means that it has gone to what it is, which will stick to memory there's not. So let us move on. At least we should do 1 or 2 today. Okay. So inside this index.html, so the first thing we have here, I'm coming. Yes, that's stuff. I need to copy it. Okay. Let me paste it here so that we can be seeing it. So the first thing we have, okay, put this one like this, put this one like this. Now let's go. So the first thing we have here is HTML tables. Now let us go with tables first. You know, what is tables? Let us try. What is everybody? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We didn't get the question.
So, yeah. So what is a table? I'm not talking about normal table. I'm not talking about normal sound table. You understand? So in 1 or 2 weeks, we should be hearing tables.
Like rows and columns. They have rows and columns with headings. I think that's the table you are talking about.
Okay. So
Yeah, that
you want to try? Holakemi.
Sorry, I didn't get what you mean.
What is a table? What is table to you?
Table, like normal table of contents or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Where maybe where one's work can be splitted, or I don't really know.
Okay. So Favor, you want to try?
It's a form with rows and columns.
Okay. So you're right. So talking about tables, we are talking about some intersection of rows and columns. You understand? So you can have rows and columns, but if they don't intersect, you understand? If they don't intersect, you understand? It's not giving you a table. So the full definition of table is like a cell. Talking about cell, we are talking about all this square stuff. You understand? A cell that is being formed as a result of intersection of rows and columns. So that is basically what it is. So we have that stuff too in our page. And there's one thing I need to let you guys know. You see, everything that you can do on your Word, you understand? Talking about what I'm talking about, Microsoft Word. You can do it in web development too. You can do it in web page. Some things that you can do in your PowerPoint presentation, you can do it in web too. Understand? You just need to know how things work. Then you need to know how to use CSS. You understand? So when you go to CSS class, you understand what I'm saying. Now, table, HTML table. So I just want to use this so that we understand one or two. So the reason why I'm using this materials is because anytime I give you guys an assignment, there is always linked to that here. You understand? So I will just explain some basics of HTML tables. Then the rest, you need to work on that. You are taking it as an assignment. You understand? So, Mr. Daramola, any assignment about you make sure you are jotting it down. Then after this class,
okay.
just drop it to both WhatsApp and Zoom channel.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So let us start. You can see HTML tables allows web developers to arrange data into rows and columns. You understand? You can see you have companies, you have contacts, then you have country. Now, there are some, I'm very used to this. So there are some things you need to know about table. There are some elements you need to know about table. You understand? In table, we have table row, right? Then we have table data. We have head. So this one is like an advanced action. You understand? So HTML5 bring about head, body, and foot. You understand? So this is what you'll be seeing in tables. Then you'll be seeing th2 table heading. Yeah. So this is what you'll be seeing in tables. Now let us create one table. Let us create a table. So so you do that by typing table, VS Code. It will open the start and the end tag for you. So now, so let's say we are replicating this table now. So this is rows. So anything in the horizontal axis, company, contact, country, they are on the same line. You understand? Horizontally. That is called row. company, Alfred, Central, blah, blah, blah. So this is called column. So column is vertical, while row is what's horizontal. Now, so if you want to start this, you need to start with fresh TR table row. You understand? So in between the table row, for this, you will notice that this is more bolder than this. This is more bolder than this, and this is more bolder than this and this. Yeah, so the reason why this is bolder is because of the TH they are using. So TH company, let us add company, then let us open another TH. So the second TH is for what? For this contact. Copy it, paste, then the last TH is for this country. Copy that, then you paste, you save. Now let us check our browser to see what we have. So let us come here. Okay, so this is a gallery. So let us go back to index.html. Okay, so I need to save. I've saved now. So let me come here. So can you see it now? You have company, contact, and country. Right? Can we all see that?
Yeah.
Good. So you can see all this from here down to here. They are called table data. Table data, and table data is being wrapped inside TD. So for this line, this, and this. So you need to open another T out again, another table row. So you come here, you say T out, enter, then you say TD. So the first content is Alfred this. You paste, then you open another TD again, and that table data, you copy this. Then the last table data, it is Germany. Then you do what? You save. Then let us come to our browser here. Then it will refresh it automatically. So can you see it? We have this under this, this under this, this under this. So this is our table works. We use it to tabulate our information, you understand? So if you are to write all this in one line, it will make sense, you understand? But if you tabulate it, it will give like a good distance. So let us add serial number here. So TH, I just say SN. So that's serial number. And this, let us open another TT. Let us call it 1. So we want to number it. So can you see it now? So 1. So this is row 1. Now, how can we add border to it? You can see this one, they have border, right? So how can you add border to it? So you can add border to it by adding border attributes to your table. So the attributes, I explain it in the video, you understand? I think the attributes, you understand? So if you want to understand how I explain it from A to Z in that video, you understand? So make sure you watch that video. So border. So here you can specify the thickness of that border. So if I set it to 1, it means that it won't be thick 100% like that. You understand? So you can see it. I see that. So I want to generate a space between this at the top and this one here. So if I want to do that, I will just come here and use BR. BR means line break. If I come to the next line and I use BR again, it means line break. It means that it will break all this table to the next line. So if I come here, can you see it now? So it's left a space here. So this is how to add border. The fastest way to add border, you get. But you notice one thing, that the border they have here is different from what we have here. So here we have like 2 borders. We have one border for the main body. You understand? Then we have border for each table heading and table data. You get? So how can we make the border to be one? So if you want to do that, you need to use some internal CSS. So I explained something on internal CSS in that video. So I explained it. You understand? So if you guys watch out for that videos, so jot down things that we don't understand. You understand? So we can just schedule a call mainly for that. We just call it question and answer session. And if people just give me a load of questions, then I answer it. Is that cool?
Yes.
Favor, are you with us? Oh, she's not here. She's not here again. So if you want to have this same border, you understand? So you have to use internal CSS. So in your head section, you make use of style elements. So in between the style elements, let us style it. So you now say table. You call it the table because we need selector. So you call the name of the element, you add it here, then you add your curly brace. So in between the curly brace, you can have your CSS property and value. So here you just say border collapse, border collapse, border collapse. Understand? Then you set it to collapse. Understand? Even instead of doing it like this, you can come here and introduce your inline CSS. Say border collapse, border minus collapse. Then you set it to collapse. But most of the time, you don't have to be using this inline CSS if you know how to use internal CSS and external CSS. Because the more you add this to your code, it will make your code to be very, very rough. So let us comment out this for now. So if we come here, so can you see it? We now have just only one border, just only one border. So you can even increase the width of the table. So you just come here, you add semicolon, then you say width. So let us set to 300 px. Okay, so let us increase it a bit. Let us increase it a bit to something like 500 px. You can see, understand? So what if you want to have everything here at the center? By default, the text alignment is left. So what if you want to make it at the center? So instead of doing that here, right in this code, if you want to do that, you need to edit this TD and say style text align center. So instead of doing that, you can make use of this internal CSS. So you just call CD, just say CD, then you say text align, then you say center. Understand? So you come here. Can you see it now? You now have it at the center. So that is how to go about tables. Understand? That is how to go about tables. So your assignment here is to come here and read everything about tables. So everything that we have here, make sure you go through it. Then after this class, the class rep can remind me. I want to give you assignments. I mean a practical assignment on tables. I will send you guys like 2 or 3 or 4 tables. You understand? So I'll send it so that in our next class, so I'm not talking about tomorrow's class, I'm talking about against Wednesday. So I will give you guys a little bit of assignments. Understand? So that you can be working on it pending the time again. So the next thing we have here, because we don't have that, the next thing we have here is list. You understand? So we have types. We have like 3 types of lists, but one is obsolete now. They are no more using it again. For the list, we have ordered list. For the list, we have ordered list. Ordered list. Then we have unordered lists. So for ordered lists, it's a kind of list that gives you a number by default. You understand? So any list you are having, it's a number it for you. So after having OL, so in between the OL, you can have the list LI. So if I want to have like 4 lists in VS Code, there's a way you can do it. You just say LI, then asterisk. You won't leave a space, so asterisk 4. Then click on enter. So to give you 4 lists. Understand? So here, let us say price. Yeah, let's say yes. Yeah, let's say jollof. And here, let's say so we have this. So let us check our browser to check what's the output. Like, can you see it now? You have 1 rice, 2 beans, 3 jollof, and 4. So we have 4 amala. So that is ordered list for us. Now there's a way you can change all this numbering system. All this numbering, there's a way you can change. What if you want to change it to Roman numerals? So if you want to change that, you just come to this OL, then you add type attribute. Type attribute. You understand? So the type, so by default is 1. So if I add 1, it means that it will have it in 1, 2, 3, 4. You understand? But if I change it to A, it will change it to alphabets. So instead of 1, can you see it? You have A, B, C, D. Understand? I can even change it to small a. So to change it, so can you see it now? I can even change it to Roman numerals. So if I type capital I, so it will number them in uppercase numerals. So that is all about OL. Then we have UL, which is another list. So on ordered list, we just list your items with a bullet. So you can come here and paste. So if you come here and see it, so instead of having a number or Roman numerals or alphabets, you have bullet point. You understand? So this one is called I think maybe dots or something, sure. But there's a way you can change this to. So let's say I want to change it to square. So if I want to do that, I will just come in. So this is what I need to do. I need to use some inline CSS as a style. Then I will now say list style type. I click on enter, then I use circle. So if I use circle and you come here, you instead of that bullet, you see circle. Times it round, round, round. Then we can have square too. Square. Times it has changed it to square. And there's a way you can even use image too. So that one, you won't have list style type, you just have list style image for that. So that is all about ordered list and unordered list. So the next one we have, which is obsolete, is definition list. Then the next thing we have is HTML block and inline. This one is interesting. So HTML block and inline. All HTML elements, you understand, they can either be a block level element or inline level element. So what do we mean by block level elements? Let's see what they have for us here. You can see a block level element always starts on a new line. You understand? Mind you, there's a reason for that. there's a reason for that. A block level element always start on a new line. The reason why they start on a new line is because their width is 100% by default. Their width is 100%. They just stretch from left to right of your web page, you understand? And the browser automatically has some spaces before and after the element. That's it. So a block level element always takes up full width available, you understand? So by taking up the full width available, they will now start on a new line. You get. So we have several examples of block level elements. You can see address, DD, we have field caption, we have header, we have no script, we have table. So table is a block level element, of course. Article is a block level element. Div is a block level element. All this H1 paragraph, this is a block level element. But this is an inline level element. You can see this go to gallery page and go to Google. You can see they are beside each other. It is because they are inline level elements. So they don't take 100% width, you understand? But we are still talking about blocks. So these are the example. Then here we have inline. You can see inline is like an inverse of block. An inline level element does not start on an inline. Yeah, we have seen that. So an inline element only takes up as much width as necessary. Yes. So if you want to know if element is block level element or inline level element, if it is block level, start on. If it is inline, it will start on a new line, you understand? And there's a way you can know if you want to know. So you can just set border to everything. So let me add border to every border to create solid black. So if I come here, you notice one thing. Add border now. So can you see it? You see, this is my first web page. You can see the width of 100%. You can see the width. But if you pay attention to this inline, you can see it's not taking the width of the character. You understand? If you have something that is more lengthy than this, so it will stretch the width. But this, you can see the width is 100%. This width is 100%. All these LI, they are block level elements. The reason why this is not 100% is because we specify it to be 300 px. Yeah. I'll be 500 px. Yeah. So that is the main reason why you don't have that getting 100% length. So that is how it works. So everything that I say, make sure you come here and read the theory aspect. And so the one I'm doing, I'm mixing the theory and the practical aspects, but make sure you come here to read everything. WTV School is very, very interesting. So after reading through, you see 1 or 2 exercises that you can easily do. Then this is how to go about WTV School. You must pay attention to all these yellow block. So they are passing information there. Can you see it? An inline element cannot contain a block level element. You understand? You can't expect an element with a width of to interpret an element. So it can't happen. You understand? So you must focus on this area. Do we get that?
Yes.
Okay. So let us pick 2 before we call it a day. So we can just pick like 2 before we call it a day. So the next one we have here, so this and this, they are interesting. So this HTML classes and ID. So talking about class and ID, classes and ID, they are HTML attributes, you understand? But we make use of them in CSS to reference a particular HTML element we want to style. Now let us practicalize that. So let's say I want to style this table. You understand? I want to add background color. And I want to increase the width and the lights. So what I need to do is to come down to this table and give it a class or ID. So if I come here, so if I say class, So let me give it a class of let me just say top minus table. Then I save. So in my CSS, so this is called so anything in your head, it's called internal CSS. So I explain everything in the video I sent down to you guys. So now, if I want to refer to this table, so instead of calling table, I will just call top minus table. So if you want to initialize the classes, you just use dot top minus table, right? Then you add your curly braces. Then let us set the background color to yellow. Background color yellow. So you come here. So let's see what we have. I see that. So that is how to use class. And there's one thing about class. You can have multiple class and more than here is the classes. More than one element. Jot it down. They can share what? The same classes. Then one element here can say, let me just say striped table. Striped minus table. So this is another class. So this is the first class and this is another class. So if you want to have two classes, after having the first, make sure you leave a space before having this one. So you can copy these two and style the table. Okay. So here, let me just say border 2px double right. So let's see what we have. So we are gonna yeah. So can you see it? So if you pay attention to it, you can see the border is now something like double. So that is how CSS classes work. So for you to initialize CSS, you need to use what? Dot the class name. Dot the class name. But in the case of ID, so let's give our body an ID. So body, let's say ID. Let me just say entire minus body. Just find any name. So if you want to style this body, make sure you come to the top. Then instead of using dots, you want to use dots, you are going to use hash entire body. You understand? Then let us give it a background color. Background color, let us give it gray. And there's one thing about VS Code. You can see this color, if you give you one color palette, if you over on this, understand? You can select the color you want. You can mix that color here. Just mix it. Let me go with deep gray. Okay. Then let us go to save. Then let us come here. Can you see it? You can see it, and so the background color changes. Then the color for all text that we have, let me change them to white so that you can see it very well. Can you see it now? White, white. So it's not affecting all this one is because of the anchor tag. There is a way anchor tag we add an underline by default, then it will give you like a purple like color. Are we on the same page?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
are you saving at every point you are doing the code, like Control S? I just want to be sure. Are you
Yes,
saving?
yes, I'm saving. I'm saving. You understand? But for you guys, you can always use autosave. Click on file, then use autosave. You understand?
Okay,
So
okay,
I can't use autosave. And the reason why I can't use autosave is because of this Prettier. So Prettier
okay,
is an extension that helps you to format your code. You understand? Anytime I'm saving, it will give it a proper indentation, then it will help to format this code. You understand?
okay,
That everything that I'm doing here, you might not see it on your VS Code. It's because you haven't installed it.
okay.
But when you are using Prettier, you don't use autosave.
So, and then lastly, you said you are using a live server currently. So on this
Yeah.
VS Code, which area are is supposed to link us to the live server? You
And
mentioned it the other time, but
extension,
okay,
like
that extension.
so you now click on it and you search for live server. So this is extension marketplace. We have thousands of extensions you can explore. You notice
Oh,
that in your VS Code, you can't have something like you can see here. This is the logo of HTML.
yes.
So if I save this, you can see logo of image here. It's because I'm using icon font. It's a kind of extensions too.
Okay.
So when time comes, I will be giving you guys some extensions that you can install so that it will make your code to be much more easier and faster.
Okay. Okay.
So good. So I've explained CSS and ID. Please let us go back and make sure we read it up. And it's not about let us make sure. Then let me tell you one short thing about tech and let's say front-end development, in tech. Self-development is very, very crucial. You
Okay.
understand? So I can't be with you guys from morning till night. You understand? I can just spend like 2 or 3 hours with you guys. You get? So after 2 to 3 hours, make sure you make research. So what you come across while making research is what makes you guys a developer. It's
Okay.
not about what your mentor taught you and the certificates. You have thousands of people with certificates. They don't sabi anything. It's not about that certificate. It's you yourself. So please, all this, make sure you do yourself a favor of learning it. You are not doing me that favor because of what I already know these things. There's no way I can teach you guys.
Okay.
Understand? So just do yourself a favor of reading and understanding it. This is a skills. And there's one funny question I do ask my students. Let me ask you now. Before we take HTML iframe and wrap it up, why front-end web development? I think I have Oluseyi. I asked him, you understand? Why front-end development? Why not bricklayer? For the girls that we have, why not tailor or all these hairdressing? Why not? Why front-end developments? So I'm throwing this question to you girls, Favor and Falakem.
Okay, for me, I like learning new things. And I did a bit of research concerning different courses, UI, UX, front end, back end, and some other ones. So front end was the one I know that I would be able to do because I seem more interested in it, the coding aspect, because I've like had I know some people that are into it. Not really that, but then when I see websites, I'm always curious. How did this come about? You understand? So I think that is it for me.
Okay, okay. So Falakem,
Like actually I did into design, UI UX designing. I just started that I want to like widen my knowledge, not only focusing on a particular thing, to just gain experience in another field. So that is why I just chose to learn web development.
yeah. So that's good. That's good. So Favor mentioned one thing that I love. You understand? She said she make research on different fields. You understand? So she now come to conclusion that okay, you want to start with front-end development, that is what I always tell everybody. Before you can just venture into anything, make research first, just for you to know if this is something you can easily take up. Because there's one thing about me, if I look a particular skill, I can decide if it's something I want to learn or I don't want to learn. You understand? And mind you, this is not our normal school. You understand? Here, we know they do LACAM, LAPO. Everything you are learning here, make sure you get it and you understand it. And don't have it in mind that you are just learning this thing for your own sake. Make sure you are learning it for people else's sake too. Make sure you understand it so that you can explain to somebody else. You understand? Then, for like I mentioned about upskilling, you understand? You know, you are the thought of moving further and exploring another part of um, web development, which is okay. You understand? You know, if you know about UI UX, if you know UI UX very well, after building your platform, you know, you give it to front-end developer. But if you have the knowledge, you can easily design and implement it. You can design and turn it to a web page yourself, which is very, very okay. You understand? So that is very, very cool. So now all this you guys say to me is a word of mouth, you understand? So I want to see that passion moving forward. I want to see it in you guys because at the end of the day, I will rate you guys depending on how you are performing. Don't forget, no cram, no la cram la pour. I do that too in school. If I finish one exam now, then come and ask me what did I write on that exam, I will have forgot. Now la cram la pour. But here is a skills. When you sleep and they wake you, okay, yeah, explain this concept. You should be ready at every time. You understand? So that is just like a piece of idea I'm going to give you guys today. Then make sure you learn, you understand? Even if you don't have time. It's not like you will be using every 24 hours of your time to learn it. No. You can just um remove like 2 hours of your day. You understand? 2 hours. Talking about that 2 hours, it should be social media free. You understand? Unless you want to be doing content. They get that. So 2 hours, just go offline on social media and focus on these skills because at the end of the day, these skills is going to put food on your table, not that TikTok. If you are not a content creator, you understand? I'm a content creator and I'm planning to start my web development channel. So I've been doing it before, but as time goes on, I don't have 100% of my time like that. But now I'm back to my mission is to make sure web development is very, very simple to everybody. That is my mission. Now, let us fill it up with HTML iframe. So what do I mean by iframe? Or what is an HTML iframe? So iframe is like having a website in a website. So I will give example of two platforms. We are going to implement it now. We are going to implement Google Map and YouTube videos. Do you know that you can have YouTube videos on your platform? You can create a platform that has YouTube videos without people going to YouTube. You understand? So you can achieve that with iframes. So if you just come here and you click on iframes, so you can read. So this is just like a guideline for us. It's not actually what I'm teaching you guys. So if you pay attention to this video, I will send the recorded version of this video. You understand? If you pay attention to it, you will know that there are some things that I'm explaining that is not on this platform. You understand? So please do yourself a favor of getting it. So an HTML iframe is used to display a web page within a web page. Yeah. So let us go to YouTube ASAP. Let us go to YouTube ASAP. So the network is somehow, but let us wait for it to load. I beg you, load video job. Okay, so if you are planning to implement YouTube iframe, so the first thing you need to do, so if you have any videos, just click on that video. That's the first thing. Just make sure you do what you click on that video. Okay, so let us pause. This guy is just that shouting type. So let us right click. So after right clicking, then you come here where you have HTML logo. You see copy embed code. What is this? Right click, then click on copy embed logo. So by copying this embed logo, it means that you want to use the iframe. So let us come here and so let me create another file for that. Let me call it iframe.html. Okay, so our documents, let us have it. Then let us say HTML iframes. Good. Then let us come and let us paste. You know, we've copied it now. So Alt Z. So let us say, let us do B. You notice one thing, that you have iframe start tag, then you have end tag, right? Then you can see we have with attribute, we have height attribute, then we have source. You can see this is pointing to our YouTube. Then we have title. So I explained this title too in the video. Then we have frame border. So by default, some browser will automatically add border to this iframe, but we don't want that to happen. You get? Then we need to say frame border 0. You can see this allow referral policy, allow full screen. All this is being handled by YouTube, not us. Let us save. Then let us check. So I can just come here and copy the path. You understand? So if you don't have live server, you can just do that and copy the path, then come to your browser, open a tab, and then click on your browser. Then let us wait for the video. Can you see it? You can even play it. Can you see that? You can control the width and height. You can. And you can even use your CSS to control that. So let us control it with our CSS. So let me remove this. And let me use internal CSS. I'm going to add my style element in between my head element. Then I call iframe. You understand? Then I set the width. Let me say 500 px. Then the height, let me set that to 500 px. So can you see that? So I come and I refresh. You see that? Can you see it? It will reduce the width. So if you click on it, you still have access to the video. Do we get it?
Yes.
So we can always refer to this video at the point in time. If you forgot, you can refer to this video. So this is how to implement YouTube videos. Then the next one, let us implement Google Map. You know, most of sites we are checking in their contacts page, you'll be seeing map. You understand? Some people might be thinking that they are using magic. No, they are not using any plugin. It's not any supernatural power. You understand? It's just HTML iframe. If you know, you know. So here, let us say H1 YouTube videos. Then for H2, let's say Google Map. So the assignment here, go and make research on how to use Google Map, on how to embed Google Form to your web page. So I hope the class will be taking note of that. So the assignment on this iframe, go and implement Google Form. You understand? Find a way to embed Google Form to your web page. Do you get
Okay.
that? So now, if you want to implement Google Maps, of course, you have to go to Google Maps. That is the first thing. Then let us come here and let us click. Let us check if we can locate PHA on Google Map. I don't know this thing of is okay. This is not 100%. Let me just see Echo Hotel. Good. Then let us click on it. So you see something like this, you understand? You have something like this. Then you come here, you click on share. So after clicking on share, you click on embed the map, you understand? Here you can have a medium map and a small map and of course a large map. And here you can customize size, you understand? You can specify the width and height you want, you understand? But I don't really use this, you understand? Since I can always use CSS to work around it. So you can just leave this. So let us just choose the medium. Then you come here, you click on copy HTML. Then you come here, you paste it to your code, then you see the magic. Yeah. See the magic. You come here, you refresh. Then you have your iframe. You have that particular map here. And you can interact with it. You can click on it. You can swipe. You can do anything.
See.
So can you see that? So that is how to implement Google Map. Now, at this point, we are planning to wrap up. So do we have any question? Let us ask. So for the question, you have 3 minutes. So let us get it solved. And
yeah, you
we'll
said
do our
the assignment that we should find a way to embed Google Form on a web page.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
That's the question.
Okay. No, I'm just trying to clarify for everybody that is on the call too, so that they can take notes.
Okay. So, Favor, do you have any question?
No.
Okay. Question. Okay, so I want to ask a question. It's not some questions on it. Do we learn new things today?
Yes.
Yes, I have the
Okay.
the Google Map, iframes, and the likes.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So that is the key. Just make sure you are learning new things every day. Understand? So, okay. You have a question?
Yes, for the assignments, like
Okay.
how many assignments have you given us so far? Like, is there a way that you can like someone can compile it and so that we can know?
Yes, I think Damola should do that.
Okay.
Yes,
So
in this class it's just two for this class.
Two.
What's the second one besides the one that has to do with Google Map?
We should go through the HTML table section on W3 website. W3 schools.
Yes. So on
On
this
which
table,
website?
W3 schools.
so I will send this. So make sure you read up everything that is here about HTML tables. Then I promise to send the practical assignment. I'll just give you guys pictures, then you convert it to HTML tables. You understand?
Okay.
So that will be all. Okay. So since we don't have questions, so we can just call it a stop for today.
Yeah, thank you.
So you guys, you can reach out to, I think we are like you guys are like 7 or 8 on the platform. So
Yes,
make sure you
I think we are like almost 8 or 7.
So make sure you reach out. Make sure you reach out. Make sure you reach out to other guys too. Can collect their number and inform them about the class. Okay, so
Oh.
thank you guys for showing up for this
Thank you.
meeting.
Thank you.
So let us do the same tomorrow too. Understand?
By
So
3 p.m.
by what's
3
time?
p.m. 3
3
p.m.
p.m.
3
Okay.
p.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay. So I put all you guys into consideration. Some people might want to go to church and do their thing, you understand? So
Okay.